you lie to my face. People claim that they be loyal, they be taking up space. See my broski lose his heart when he was fighting that case. Took so many yells, I'm not going back to those days. I'ma treat you how you treat me, do you like how it tastes? Shawty use up, can't treat you.
All right, Coach, it's been a wet and dreary day by the shores of Lake Erie, but we have football at First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it, this crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Houston Texans and the Cleveland Browns. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. A first carry now for Nick Chubb. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. It's a gain of 10, and the Browns are going to get a first down. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They run again on first down, Chubb. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
Mike, check, 59.
Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. 8 yards there on the carry, and now they're left with a much more manageable 3rd and 3.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball, because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Check, 59. Watch the run.
3rd and short yardage, Mayfield. This is the tight end Fant. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard.
Shoot! Watch the shoot!
They'll run for it. Chubb going absolutely nowhere. He'll wind up losing a yard or 2. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game, and the Texans take over an excellent field position. This is Ingram on 1st and 10. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up, because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Here's Watson. Over the middle, complete. It's Jacobs. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
On first down, Ingram. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 16 yards on that one, and also a Texan first down. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo. Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. Mack Wilson came in there hard on the blitz and got him down 9 yards behind the line of scrimmage. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
Switch. Under 10. Under 54. Check 54. SOS.
Ingram. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on third down.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Out of the gun, they give to Ingram. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Fairbairn able to put this one through. And it's now 3-0 Texans. Never ideal conditions in the snow for a kicker, but the first test on the opening drive, he passed it.
He certainly did. You know what the unit told me was their biggest issue playing in the snow? You just worry about something getting in your eye as the ball is snapped, and then you might miss it, and there goes 3 points off the board.
The Browns drive about to get started. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
Hey, alert! Hey, Mike 52. Let's go.
Here's Mayfield. Eluding the pressure right. Incomplete.
Well, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2.
Run.
Mayfield down. He's got a man open. That's Allen. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. Allen's first catch, good for a first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Here we go. Regular. Hey, foxtrot. Don't get nervous.
On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
You don't know no better.
They go with Chubb on 2nd down. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
180. Up. Pick it up, guys. Pick it up.
To throw, Mayfield. And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this first quarter. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. On 4th down, here's Jamie Gillen on to punt. Back deep for the Texans, Will Fuller. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And there's a work of art right there. Out of bounds at the 2-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And they will begin with, should we call it, far from ideal starting field position, their own 2-yard line.
So what's your definition of ideal?
The 1-yard line on the other side of the field.
Yes, exactly right. So yes, your definition is apropos in this case.
And he takes this just about a yard shy of the 20. A big one there for the Texans, 18 yards.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
So a much rosier picture now after that last play. Here's 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line. 1st down, and they stick with Eckler. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Now it's Watson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Demarius Randall. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week. 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. A toss play to Chubb. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. A loss of 2 there. 2nd down.
Came out in a power set, but that only served to put more men in the box. And guess what? If you're going to do that, you've got to win up front, right? Your offensive guys have got to beat the defenders. They lost all leverage on that play.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Throwing, Mayfield. He's got his big tight end, Fant. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
In danger of squandering their great field position as they come up on a 3rd and 7.
Hey, dude. Mike's 59. Mike's 59.
Mayfield to throw it. He wants it all for the end zone. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
Seibert's kick is good, and that will tie us at 3-3. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you've got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Back to the ground, this time with Ingram. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
Watson to throw on 3rd and 1. Completes this to Waring. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. It'll be a pickup of 4. Good enough to earn him yet another first down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. This is Ingram. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Number 53, Mike 53. Watch a slap, watch a slap, watch a slap. 53 to Mike, 53, check 53. Keep him going down, he's coming.
On 2nd and a yard. Watson is going to fire one deep into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-round pick, Demarius Randall. And he will take this all the way up past the 40-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Mayfield looks to throw. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. So even with the pass interference, it's a completed pass. They'll go ahead and just take the play instead.
How about the effort? Making the catch despite the pass interference. Nothing else to be gained on the play. No need to take the penalty. The play stands.
Following the penalty, Chubb. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend.
Hey, alert 33. Go, go. 59.
From the 38, Mayfield. This one complete to Christian Kirk. And he gets it down to the 32.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target, and he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And he's going to miss this one. That is no good. Well outside the left upright. And this game will remain tied here in quarter number 2.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I'd feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
54.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And this one complete to Will Fuller. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Push him back.
Now it's Ingram. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Let's go, D. Tighten up. Let's go, D. Tighten up. Bang, bang. Bang.
On 2nd down, Eckler. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
Footing's definitely going to be an issue because it's tough to make those quick cuts that you're used to making on a soggy track. In fact, a Hall of Fame runner once told me, cut on your heels in this type of weather. Gives you better balance.
So 3rd down, they need to get to the 28 for a first. Here's Ingram. And this play comes to a halt at the 33, and obviously that's well short of the 1st down. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. From the left hash, it's an even 50-yard attempt. The kick by Fairbairn is good. So if you like field goals, this is your game. 6-3, 3 field goals at the break. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3.
He can't hang. He's not going to get me.
To throw is Watson. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
Here is Eckler. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. He can muster only a yard there, and they'll be left with a 3rd and very short. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
Could be 4-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on 3rd. Here's Watson. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Now, whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. And this will be a long field goal if the skies were clear. But here in the rain and the elements, they'll go for it on fourth. They're running. Ingram. And he's taken down inside the 30. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup. 4th and inches in plus territory. That seemed like a prime spot to go for it.
It certainly did, and there's so many things that go into it. Are you too far away for a field goal, but not far away to punt it? Do you just feel like your offense is better? I just think in today's NFL, offense feels like it has to take care of the football, has to keep the ball, because scoring is up. You better maximize every possession. You trust your offense more than you trust your defense in today's league.
Running on first down, Eckler. It was Josh Sweat who got him down on the defensive side.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. 53 is the mic. 53 is the mic.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. He'll buy some time right. And this is caught at the 8. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
Might we see our first touchdown of the game? Here's 1st and goal.
Check. Cross.
On the ground, it's Eckler. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed. They come up in an offset eye. 2nd and goal from inside the 5.
Situation. Let's go. Check. Lucky. 31.
Running right. This is Ingram. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Watson. This is caught. Able to hold him to just 2 yards, and now it's 4th and goal. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, they like his work ethic. This guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
The Browns drive about to get started. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
And they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the third quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. 2nd and 12 after the first down pass play went backwards for 2 yards.
Recon, 132 fighter.
Now Mayfield. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. A good pickup there for the Browns, 15 yards.
Well, it certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one, and none of them being done very confidently.
Truth be told, I've never played chess, and I know that I'm not smart enough to play chess. Guys like you with your IQ, you can pull that off. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. They were trying to go back to Allen there, and it's 3rd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And it's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Keenan Allen, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And now they can recapture the lead if they can make the PAT. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And that will put them on top here in the 3rd. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 1.
Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down. You can just kind of sense the momentum turning here. It's 1st and 10. Going on the ground with Eckler. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. He gets it across the 50 and down to the 48. Give him 17 on the pickup there, and the Texans also get a new set of downs.
First down, Texans.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now Watson. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. And that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10. A give, Eckler running to the right. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Check 26, check 26. Slant, slant. Check 99, check 99.
On 2nd down, Ingram. And he'll get this down only to the 18. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
But when you go from 2nd and 4 to 3rd and 3, that just tells you who won that battle on the last play, huh?
Yeah, first round went to the offense, second round the defense. The Texans on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3. Watson, off play action. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
The kick by Fairbairn is good. And they take the lead here by 2, 12-10. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
The Cleveland offense ready to go. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on 2nd down.
Hey, alert, 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 alert. Mike, check, 59, 59. 59 is Mike, 59 is Mike. Check, 59. I got it.
Mayfield being chased out left. And now he's going to use his legs. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. Nowhere to go downfield, but he's able to get out of bounds and stop the clock here with a first down.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Here we go. Hey, watch it. Hey, alert 33.
Chubb on the counter.
You ain't doing nothing.
And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Okay, he didn't break that one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge, and that's probably exactly what he's telling them in the huddle right now.
Double time. 4 down. Check. 4 down.
On 2nd and 1, Mayfield. There goes a deep ball, end zone. Oh, he almost had it for the pick. A great chance there for the interception in the end zone. Instead, 3rd down.
Third down and 1.
The Browns on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1.
Check 31, check 31.
Point it right, point it right, point it right.
Check.
Blue draw quarters.
On third down, it's Nick Chubb. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. That gain of 9 buys them a new set of downs.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Come get some. Come on here. Come get some. Here.
A run for Nick Chubb. And he'll be brought down just outside of the 30. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Yeah, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Here's Davis running right. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
But they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone.
I'm here all day. I'm here all day.
Chubb. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. 2 minutes remain, and that's our score differential as well. 2 points here in the 4th quarter. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down the wire. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Mayfield flushed out right. Open man is Kirk, complete. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Maybe worse than the loss of yardage, they also lose the down. So now it's 3rd and long.
90 is the mic. Here we go.
Run.
90 is the mic. Watch the curl. Watch the curls. 90 is the mic. Hey, come on, oh, come on, oh.
Regular.
Mayfield. And this is complete. It's Allen. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Nice, well coached, a team that understands what's going on. They still have time to work the middle of the field as they just did there.
And the question now, how do they want to work the clock here on 1st and goal? A field goal would give them the late lead. They'll run with Chubb. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
At the 6-yard line.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
They'll try again with Chubb. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. Third and goal, they're going with Chubb. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. This defense bending but not breaking. It's a gain of 3. It's now 4th and goal. Here comes an important one now for Austin Seibert. This to take the lead here in the final minute. Seibert able to knock this one through. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. So in a driving rain, he steps up, puts it through just like he's practicing in a gym somewhere.
How about that? Any little slip in this weather is going to throw him off. He stepped up there like it was perfect conditions, took dead aim, and knocked it through.
And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line.
At their own 31-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. So you're right there, but obviously the clock is not your friend. How do you handle this situation?
You're thinking 2 plays. One, to get yourself in position for the second one, whether you're able to get into field goal range or you have to try another deep pass, another Hail Mary. But you're trying to get the first one to a receiver, get out of bounds, and give yourself a chance to set things up for an easier shot at it.
We'll see if they can do it. Might be easier said than done. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10.
57's the mic. Watch 57. It's a party now. It's a party. It's a party. Come.
Now Watson. Flush to his right. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still, you were wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for Cleveland, they boost their record up to a strong 4-1. And now they'll get the weekend off as they get a little extra time to prepare to face the Baltimore Ravens. Meanwhile, for Houston, they drop below 500 to 2-3 with a loss. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.